Top 10 Mysterious Archaeological Artifacts Science Can't Explain. Number 1. London Hammer. The London Hammer was close to rewriting geology books. What was a human-made hammer doing encased in rock formations dating back 400 million years ago? It was not found in the soil of the British capital, but inside an outcrop occurring near the small community of London, Texas. It gave people there a substantial reason to embrace even tighter the belief that the Yankees made up evolutionism and all the other scientific nonsense. One would say it's easy to defuse this artifact as planted there on purpose by a hoaxer. However, you should consider the fact that geologists studied the case in depth and confirmed the oddity. The hammer stood captive, surrounded by rocks that typically require eons to form. You will be amazed to know the hammer is now an exhibit in the local Creation Evidence Museum. Number 2. Baltic Sea Anomaly. News of the strange artifact first appeared back in 2011, when a diving team named Ocean X stumbled upon what seems to be an artificial structure. Lying 70 meters below the surface of the northern Baltic Sea, the anomaly opened a door for speculation and conspiracy theories. In a world like ours, where science strives to explain everything, such a bizarre occurrence shouldn't exist. However, it does, making both the Swedish and the Finnish government sweat in anxiety and fear. The 60-meter, or 200 feet, diameter circular rock formation lying on the seafloor can be almost anything. History buffs claim what we see is just a mechanism left there by the Nazi following World War II. Others chose to be more creative and already moved the story of Atlantis there. Of course, the winners of Best Speculative Theory are those who see the Baltic Sea Anomaly as a UFO ready to take off and complete its mysterious mission on Earth. Number 3. Prehistoric skulls with bullet holes. Archaeologists uncovered all over the world signs that we should rethink our understanding of warfare in the past. Both human and animal skulls emerged with circular-shaped holes that seemed vaguely familiar. Can you imagine the stupefaction of having the forensics confirm you hold in your hands a 125,000-year-old hominid skull with a bullet piercing through it? Two theories work to explain these fascinating out-of-place artifacts. Either someone invested a massive amount of resources into crafting and planting evidence that fooled even the professionals, or we are dealing with a genuine enigma of the past. Number 4. Iron Pillar of Delhi. When they were not busy exterminating each other in nuclear holocausts, the Indians developed other ways to puzzle future generations. The Iron Pillar of Delhi was not found buried in the ground. Even so, it attracted the attention of archaeologists and ranks as one artifact that theoretically should not exist. The monument does not impress in size or age. The quality of the material is what left metallurgists in agony. The high percentage of iron, 99.9%, and the fact that it survived without visible signs of rust earned a place in myth for the Iron Pillar of Delhi. The union between iron and atmospheric oxygen never lasts for too long. The two consume each other with fury. Chemistry tells us that the 7-meter-tall pillar shouldn't have survived intact until today. There must be some sorcery hidden inside. Number 5. Massive Stone Spheres of Bosnia. The massive stone spheres of Bosnia are a recent addition to the wonderful world of artifacts that defy conventional explanations. Uncovered in 2016, it made Bosnians fantasize about having a formidable ancient civilization right under their feet. The spheres appear too perfect. We can even imagine the ancient sculptor taking its time to create the masterpieces, just before hiding them in the ground. The spheres appear quite old. Forests developed on top of them, obliterating pages of history that might change everything. Number 6. Acambaro figurines. The Acambaro figurines are testimony that the people of the past did not rely only on rock paintings to draw dinosaurs. No, they also shaped the clay to immortalize the beasts they feared and worshipped at the same time. The 33,000 Acambaro figurines started to see the surface in 1944 in the Mexican city of Acambaro, and they sent historians back to the drawing boards. Did some dinosaurs survive the extinction episode occurring 65 million years ago? If so, why are other sources silent about that? Number 7. Stone of the Pregnant Woman. Our understanding of ancient monuments often resumes at one question. How on earth did they move those massive stones without professional assistance from modern engineering? Ropes and makeshift cranes work to explain most monuments our ancestors left behind. However, no one dares to think about the monolith that lies on the site of Baalbek. The Stone of the Pregnant Woman is a Roman monolith that outweighs all that has ever been quarried in the past. At 1,000 tons, it suddenly makes sense why people abandoned it in the quarry. Even brute force stands no chance at pushing this beast, not to mention daring to lift it in position. The name derives from the myth that women touching the stone become pregnant on the spot. That's probably just a clever scheme for them to avoid the arduous task of pulling the animal. Number 8. 300-million-year-old screw. The remains of a highly advanced lost civilization or, the work of aliens. There is no third option when you contemplate a screw held captive inside a rock formation going back 300 million years into the past. Apparently, those who are not yet ready to embrace the new paradigm came up with wacky solutions that make the mystery less potent. According to skeptics, the screw is nothing but the fossil remain of a creature known as a crinoid. Such buggers were quite common in our planet's oceans, and many of them died on the seafloor, accumulating layer upon layer of sediments on top. Number 9. The genetic disk. Behold, the clever way in which the ancients stored information that currently overwhelms us. The so-called genetic disk is an artifact made of lyddite measuring 22 centimeters in diameter. On its two faces, it refers to the cycle of life, from cell to living organism. Now comes the million-dollar question. How did people observe such delicate processes thousands of years ago and without the refined methods and instruments of our modern world? Was this a gift from an alien infirmary, a crude joke played on our innocence? Number 10. Ancient Egyptian helicopters. Pyramids, mummies, golden pharaohs. Archaeologists tend to look with pride at the ancient Egyptian civilization, pretending they unearthed all there is to know. A closer look at one of the numerous hieroglyphs revealed a startling out-of-place artifact. An ancient text from the Temple of Seti leaves little room for alternative explanations when it depicts a modern-day helicopter. The mystery doesn't end there. Is it possible that ancient Egyptians were smarter and more industrious than we think? Picturing drones picking up and carrying the massive stones used to build the pyramids comes handy. However, the Abydos temple helicopter fell into the hands of scientists advancing an even more shocking hypothesis: aliens came down from the skies in their copters. Lacking the technology of our modern selfie civilization, Egyptians had no other option but to leave testimony in stone.